back roads to make it look like it was a long ways to get to Frenchtown, so they could start.
How'd they take them?
Horse and buggy, wagon or horse and buggy, and I'm not sure which they had that then. So they went a roundabout way, and then he thought it was a long ways to the church, so they built the French-speaking people built a Frenchtown church. That's how it's got its name.
Now, when you say French-speaking,
that was.
Did they have French was the language of the church?
Well, I suppose I don't know.
But they had Latin for the
math
anyways. Who told you that story? Do you remember? Grandma or Grandpa?
Yeah.
Lowery?
I think my mother did.
Now we were just on Route 199 south from 224, and on the left there was. You said it was a Charles Bowes homestead?
Right. That's where Charlie the Bowes come to from Luxembourg.
And they farmed and.
Right. That's where my grandfather on my mother's side.
Okay.
Here comes the church.
Okay. Here, let me see it. It's on the left or right?
Left side.
Right. Oh, you can see it. It's all red.
Red roof, yeah.
Is it all original? It's not like St. Wendland, they didn't tear it down and build another one?
I don't know when it was rebuilt, or, it probably, original church was probably wood, and they rebuilt it sometime into brick, but unless it's got a date on
it. And this is where Mother and Pop went to church in when you were born?
Yeah.
And this is where you went to church too?
Yes.
Frenchtown. And this is Adrian?
No, this is just out in the country.
But it's not any particular...
No. It's just Frenchtown, name of the church. That's all there.
When you went to church, Dad, did you go by horse and buggy? Or did you have a car?
We had a car. But my older brothers and parents did. Went by horse and buggy, but till I come along, we had a car.
And you were born at home, right?
Yes.
How many older brothers and were born before you at the home?
3.
Okay. And then, you think Daryl was next younger and he was born there, you think?
Daryl's next older.
Daryl's next older.
Oh, okay. Well, then he for sure was born here.
Well,
Not necessarily.
He couldn't have
the
been
other
born.
Two were born in Cary.
Yeah.
He could have been born there too, before they moved to Cary.
So Cary.
So they moved here from Cary?
Yep, when he started farming.
Okay. Brick road or
No, it was just stone, just loose stone.
Just sort of gravelly?
Yeah.
Now when you get in front of the school and
right
stuff,
there.
I stop so I can get a picture too.
Okay.
Oh, that's going to be hard to get a picture. It's all grown over.
Yeah.
Is there still some stone or wood there?
Yeah, there's stone there. Yeah.
Okay, stop right now.
There's
about all that's left
front,
of it.
That's the front door right there in between them two piles of rocks there.
If you move up just a little bit when she gets done, I can get a picture.
That's where I went to the first grade.
Oh, that ain't going to make no picture for me at all.
Well, it's too dark back
far
in there.
away.
It's right by that person's property.
Yeah.
And we're on Route 59?
Yeah.
Seneca Route 59?
County Road 59, right?
They probably wouldn't care if you walked back there. Got
Probably not.
Right by 8154 or something. Right near Township Road 93.
Yeah. There's the old elevator. We used to come to the elevator here.
And with your grains?
Yep.
Like corn and wheat?
Yep. Didn't have soybeans then because they didn't raise. Here's the railroad track.
How old was you when you moved away from here?
First grade. There's a store set right there. Grocery store.
An old grocery store used to?
Yep. And a post office and another store on that side of the street.
Now, when we crossed the railroad track, there's no railroad there anymore.
No, it's all abandoned, years ago. And New York Central closed it up.
Now, when you were going to school, though, you remember trains going by?
Yeah, the passenger trains.
Now, this is the distance you had to walk to get to school.
You had to walk?
Well, sure we walked.
Yeah.
How else would
One-room schoolhouse.
You didn't have no buses.
It was, what, 5 miles to church and about 1 mile to school?
Yeah, about a mile to school. Yeah.
Now, did you have books or just your lunch pail to carry?
Just lunch. We didn't have to take no homework home.
Like what kind of lunch would you take?
I don't. Apple butter.
Apple butter bread?
Yeah, that's what we had too.
Yeah. Here comes up the house where I was born.
Now, you said, did Daryl walk with you? He walked, or did you need to help him?
He got to go to McCutcheonsville. He got to go to McCutcheonsville to school because he was crippled.
Now, did they help him? I mean, he live there?
They hauled him somehow.
You don't.
Didn't you guys pull him in the little red wagon?
Not to here because he went to McCutcheonsville. Now
Right
there's
here.
where I was born.
Okay.
There's where I was born.
Oh, golly gee.
Pull in and we'll ask her if we can take a picture of the house. Jump out and ask her if we can take a picture of the house.
Yep.
I will. They're talking to the current owner. I have obviously added on a little bit to the house.
Better open it up first.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Get one more. Okay. Now that back stairway, it wasn't safe.
You're talking something about a back stairwell. Oh, it's got.
It used to be big stairways then.
I can't remember too much.
He's got a nice farm and a nice barn over here.
The stairways put a closet in because it was too steep and hard to get up and down for older people.
Do you remember two stairways?
Yep. Oh yeah.
There was one from what, the kitchen?
One from the kitchen and one from this end of the house here.
And they both went to the upstairs? You could get to all the rooms?
Yep.
Well, those are pretty stone columns on that
Yeah.
porch. What a nice wraparound porch.
The dog is really fat.
Is that the original barn too, or is that a
Yeah,
different
that's
barn?
the original barn. There was some other buildings there, a corn crib and a hog house on this side.
That are gone now.
Yeah, they're gone, yeah.
They sure kept it up good.
Yeah. Yeah. He died this spring, her husband.
Oh.
He lived there 41 years, he said. Yeah. We had to put a tile out through this field there and got up one morning there, laid a sheet with his feet sticking up there. He laid down and rolled and got into that ditch just a little bit, and couldn't get up. There it laid.
Yeah.
Remember coming down to this creek here? Yeah. The Ackners lived there. Doris' parents, Charlie Ackner. That barn's a new one. That burned down there. We come over tonight. That was burning down, the big barn there. And Niedekors lived there. They got divorced, and that was something unheard of, back in the early 30s there.
Is that your relation?
No relation to the Niedekors, our side, no. Yeah.
And what is she was pointing in that one field to the west of the house.
Oh,
You're
where
talking about people that
her
live?
daughter lives up there where Reilly's used to live. Yeah. Schmeeks lives on the other side there where Orson Gibson and her daughter lives in Reilly's house. Yeah. Who lives down here? I don't any idea anymore. There was an airplane crashed back in that woods.
When you were little?
No, during the war.
Oh, World War II?
Yeah, World War II. It was flying in the wintertime, and it got too low or snow or something, and wherever this road goes back, right in that woods there, right back in there, it crashed into the woods, killed him. I think he was following the train track and it crashed. Single engine.
But he was okay though, right?
No, he got killed.
Oh, he didn't live.
No, he didn't
Oh,
live.
that's too bad. But you guys weren't living here during the war. You had moved on to Cary.
Yeah, well, we lived in Cary during the war because we moved from 38 to Cary from New Riggle. 36 we moved to New Riggle, 2 years at New Riggle, and then my granddad had sale and we moved on that farm in 38 to 45. And then he bought the farm in Fostoria and we moved down there when I was 16. You want to take a picture of where Darrell went to school?
Sure, let's do that. If it's on the way, if we
yeah,
can
it's
do
right
it.
on the way.
Okay.
Clear down to here and bring them in a field up here my dad rented for pasture for the summer.
When you say cattle, do you mean
Just calves, cows.
cows?
Yeah.
Your milk cows?
No, not the milk cows. We kept them to home. These was other. And there was fences on both sides of the road, and all we had to watch is the driveways to people's houses at that time, because they was, you know, all the roads was fenced, and there wasn't much cars. It was right in here that we had a field rented, and they would bring them down here and pasture them.
And then you didn't really have to worry about them because they had grass to eat and
Grass,
water
and
a
we had a
stream or
well.
something.
Evidently, you had to go down and pump. I don't remember what they did about the water, but I would imagine they would well and they come down and pump
They
it.
had dug wells back then where
Yeah.
you pumped water in the trough for that animals. We did, I know.
Yep.
Here's McCutcheonville.
Now we're in McCutcheonville. This is where Darrell went to school.
Okay.
The first probably 3 grades, because I think they hauled him in a bus or an old school bus, something. They used to come out and get him because he was crippled, and this is where he went. This is where I used to come over to the free movies right here. And that lot right there was
Right by 587?
Yeah, Tuesday night was free movie, and we always had a nickel or a dime to spend at the candy store here. We'd save up all week to come. And these stores all had penny candy and
How could they afford free movie?
sponsors. They'd have some ads and stuff, and they would have free movies there.
Now, what kind of movies? Do you remember? Were they like Cowboy and Indian?
Yeah, some of them was. They had, sometimes they would have serial, you know, each week they would have another chapter of it. Here's where Darrell went to school now. Scutch.
You call it Scutch?
McCutcheonsville, Scutch.
Scutch for short?
Yep. That's where Darrell went the first 3 grades.
McCutcheonsville.
Yep.
And this is on what, Route
53.
53?
53, going from Upper to Tiffin.
And Upper Sandusky is actually lower than the other Sandusky? South of it?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That's where the Sandusky River starts. Upper Sandusky down in